I also want to just turn to the prison service. So while we're here talking about the prison service, and it is commendable that they have achieved no infections in the population, this was achieved by a lot of things in society. There was very quick reaction and very strong reaction to prevent infection, and we've seen a complete suspension of family visits. And while obviously this was proportionate at the time of the pandemic, and it's positive to see that these are the restrictions are now being unwound and family visits will start beginning again. In some areas we've seen an acceleration of the easing of restrictions where public health allows, and I would ask that the Minister ensure that if there is the opportunity to accelerate an easing of restrictions on family visits, that is done. Like lots of areas within COVID and the pandemic, things that were impossible suddenly became possible and happened very quickly. In terms of prison visits, one of this was facilitating video visits for families, which was a really innovative thing and really excellent way of supporting prisoners to maintain that relationship with their families, and for families and young children to maintain relationships with parents who are in prison. And this is really important for lots of reasons, for ensuring that connection to family and community is there to help prevent recidivism, also to help prevent the issues of mental health, which are so prevalent within the prison service at the minute. Now, as we see an unwinding of the restrictions and a return to family visits, it would be really positive if we could keep this positive development in terms of video visits for prisoners, not to supplement, not to replace actual family in-person visits, but to supplement what is there. And as I say, I think this would have a huge positive impact on the prisoners' family life and community life when they leave prison, and on their mental health while in prison, which, as we know, is a huge issue and one that really needs to be addressed.